demonic forces and they get caught up into the occult. These are the entrapment of the Native American Indians. But those are statues that the people that use to camouflage the demonic ways and demonic religion. There's nothing here that is holy. There's nothing here. The only thing that's holy here is us standing here.
What happens in this place? Like
this place here in the back, they do witchcraft, they do voodoo, they do witch spells in the back, they do cleansing in the back. Over here, all these demons, they want you to buy these statues so you can take a demon home. They select the prayers. So they make you believe that you're praying to God. Look, see, I used to use this book for selected prayers. They make you think that you're praying to God, but these prayers are not God. They're not godly prayers. There's nothing in the Bible. It says nothing about the Bible. The crucifixion. We had a book in New York, in America. I was the third person to get this book that has symbols of the book of different demons, of different principalities, of different ways of killing people through witchcraft. And this book was so, no one had a copy of this book. You couldn't have a copy of this book unless the devil signed off on it. And I was the third person that received that book. And I would take symbols from that book and do witchcraft to people and put people in make people lose their mind. I put witchcraft on people, make people get diseases out of nowhere. I put witchcraft on people, make people get leprosy. I put witchcraft on people, make people get cancer. I mean, I did witchcraft to people. I gave people miscarriages. I gave people abortions. I put people in hospital for surgeries that didn't even have to go surgeries. I did witchcraft so people can lose their minds. I put spirits of bipolar, schizophrenia. I put spirits of disease on people. I put suicide spirits on people. I'd be up all night long praying and talking to the devil. When Christians can't even go to church for 1 hour. When Christians can't even pray for 1 hour. The spirit realm is more real than the natural realm. And we fail to see that. And whatever is not covered with Jesus Christ is an easy target to bring down. Like the atheists, I can kill them easily. They were easy to kill. The Jehovah's Witnesses were easy to destroy. Moment later, it was easy to destroy. The people that will walk around and say we don't believe in the devil, they were easy to destroy because they will not seek any spiritual help. I remember the time that Nikki Cruz group came into my neighborhood, and it's called Truce. They would come and do drive-bys in my neighborhood. They would do like worship, and then they would preach a word and go to another corner and do the same thing. And I came after this group to try to bring them down, this group. And they were young kids. They were like 18, 17, 16, 20. I mean, so I said, how dare they play this junk, this filthy music in my neighborhood, today we call worship. This filthy music in my neighborhood. I'm going to go after them. I'm going to destroy these kids. So when I went up to where they were at, there was a wall of fire around them. I couldn't penetrate and touch them. And there was something pushing me back. Every time I tried to throw demonic forces again, there was something that would just push me back. And I was able to touch these kids. And I said, there was something here. It's not right. Something is not falling into place. So I walked away and I left them alone. I didn't want to deal with them. I said, okay, you know, they won this first round.
So there's obviously spirits here watching us.
Yeah, watching us. Yeah, of course they're watching us.
Yeah, and so we're all protected.
We're protected. Yeah, we're under the blood, brother. They're none like the blood of Jesus.
Okay.
Man, we're all protected, but they're nothing they can touch us because Joe said, what we got a hedge of protection around us, and we can walk into this place. We can chase demons out of here. We can curse this place to the ground in Jesus' name, and there's nothing that the devil can do. I mean, I had so much money, beautiful cars, beautiful woman. I had it all. I lived in the world that people, my neighborhood they were terrified who I was. They said, if you mess with that guy, your family will die. If you mess with that guy, he don't need a gun. He'll kill your family in his sleep. My daddy was awesome. My daddy was, he gave me powers beyond I could imagine. He gave me powers that people had fear me. The police had fear me. The securities in my neighborhood had fear me. People that knew that I was the devil's, they would call me the devil's son. I brought Christians to their knees, not to prayer, because they had no power. It wasn't because your God wasn't all powerful. Don't get me wrong. Because your God was all powerful. The vessel was weak. The vessel had no prayer life. The prayer had no fasting life, and they had no relationship with God. There was a form of godliness in the person, but no power. The person was weak. The person had nothing going. He had a Bible, he had the right suit on, she had the right dress on, but there was no connection with Jesus Christ. Because you was out of his will, you was out of his promises, and you was out of his divine purpose. And I had you, I own you, I had you as a slave. I broke you, I put witchcraft on you. I kept doing that to Christian after Christian after Christian, after families, after churches. I chased everything down that represented the cross of Jesus Christ. Very demonic place.
So that place has an effect on the whole neighborhood, you're saying?
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, that just had this whole region on lockdown. That's the devil's throne. We just went into the devil's throne. That throne business since the 80s. And then they go there, spend $100, $200 buying all these things, and then they broke. They're on welfare, public assistance, but they got money to buy all this junk. They think their life is going to get better. They think that their life is going to improve. They think that they're going to make progress in life. They think that they're going to break generational curses. They think they're going to break, vex spells, voodoo. They think they're going to break all that. And basically, God said, "I come. I do it for you for free. Just give your life to me, and I'll set you free." But they don't want that. That's too difficult for them. That's too complicated for them. But they can walk into a place like this and drop $200 to think that their life is going to be free, and they're going to live a life in abundance. I had contact with the principality that runs Haiti. His name is Candelo. I had contact with him. I had contact with demons in Miami. I had contact with demons in Africa. I had contact with demons here in New York City, principalities that run the crossroads of the world, here on 42nd Street. Okay, there's a different principality that run the crossroads of the world here on 42nd Street than the ones that try to run here in this neighborhood. I didn't have a conscience. I remember I did witchcraft to my brother and I put him in jail for 5 years. The witchcraft I did to my own brother, my own flesh and blood. I did witchcraft to him. I put him in jail for 5 years. My other brother, there was a warlock. He came into my house one time with an attitude, and the demon jumped on him. And he ran out the house. He couldn't hold the pain in his stomach. My mother can bear witness to that. I did so much ceremonies in my body. I did so much ceremonies in my body. The last ceremony I did was not only sell my soul to the devil. I did a ceremony that I had to swallow animal blood and gunpowder. It was called Sansi. Sansi is a ceremony of Haitian and French that you do the ceremony with a demon. So when I go to people's houses and eat, they can't put witchcraft on the food. I did that kind. I did all the ceremonies you can do. I knew I would go to demon church. And every year, we would have a meeting, a secret meeting. All the high witches and warlocks would have this meeting to find out what principality we were going to usher out and bring in to run the region. We were more organized than the church itself. The kingdom of darkness was more organized than the Church of Jesus Christ. We knew how to do ceremonies. We knew how to do things before the year was over to prepare ourselves for the next year. When Christians couldn't go to church and pray for 1 hour. When Christians couldn't go to church and have a consistent relationship with God. I even took a sabbatical from witchcraft. And the devil punished me, took my eyesight for 1 year. I was completely blind for 1 year. Registered with the Commission of the Blind. I was completely blind. They was training me to use an eye-seeing dog. And they was training me to use one of these sticks that you use that you walk the streets with. My mother took care of me for 1 year. My eyes went black. And a mist of gray went over my eyes. I was completely blind. And when I gave my life back to the devil, after 7 surgeries, the devil gave me back my eyesight. And I could see again. And that was my punishment for taking 1 year off. I wanted to take off. The devil said, "You want 1 year off? I'll give it to you." He took my eyesight. And that's the world I lived in. If you mess with the devil, he'll kill you, he'll kill your family. It was a fear that will grip you beyond measure, that you could not leave this religion. You could not leave Santeria, you could not leave Palamanyumbe, and you could not leave spiritualism. The doctors could not explain how I lost my eyesight. Meanwhile, Christians, and I was like, what Christians do bad? And Christians sometimes miss the mark. And the only thing that shows up in their house is grace and mercy. When you show up with the devil and you do something the devil don't like, he kills someone, he kill your family member. And I remember the devil warned this lady. She said, "You can't be with that person no more." And she didn't care because she was in love with the person. The devil, demon possessed a homeless guy in the street. He took a hammer, hit her 17 times over her head, and killed her. One day I was sitting home, and it was amazing. I came from a nightclub the night before. I was sitting home watching a show called Jerry Springer. I know, the crazy show. People beat each other up. I get joy out of that. I was getting joy out of that, laughing. For the first time I heard a voice said to me, "Son, I am coming soon. What are you going to do with your life?" An audible voice shot from across the room. And I thought it was the TV that was talking to me. And I said, "No, it can't be the TV because these people are beating each other up." This voice, I knew the voice of the devil. I would sit with the devil like I'm sitting with you today. And he would come into human form. He will come in the room. He'll come in sometime. The presence of him will come into the room. The atmosphere changes. And I know he would sit with me and he would talk into my conscience and we'd talk back and talk all night long. I knew that too. I knew it like you know the back of your hand. I knew every demon, every principality that ran the region, ran everything in America, everything in Canada, everything that ran. I knew every principality that ran, every occult, Wicca, New Age, Buddhism, Islam, Santeria, spiritualism. I knew every principality that ran. I had a contract with every principality with them. I had straight A marks for every